Okay, as you know, the construction drawings are ready to go on this, but this is a quick film, hopefully less than 7 or 8 minutes, to cover a few critical details to consider both before the construction drawings and certainly during the build. One of the things is this, in terms of getting the water away from this door here. Recall I've been showing this floor here at minus 22 from the finished floor inside. You may want to only make that down, say minus 21, 3 7-inch risers, and so that you can slope this thing away from that wall there and away from this door here. Otherwise, maybe the slope is increased. See, when you raise this up, right now it works out perfect, where this is just about 7.5 according to the existing grade dimensions we took. Now the concrete contractor can figure this out according to the field conditions, but it looks to me like if we slope it this way, we're going to be down in the grade here unless this is lowered some here. And so if it is at minus 21 instead of minus 22.5 here at the door, back here at the wall, and maybe it slopes at 3/16 per foot out here to make up for that. Remember, we had floor drain in here. The other kind of idea is, maybe there is a floor drain. As it turns out, I just finished talking to the concrete guy that I sent over these plans to, etc. And he says, the drains are not, this drain here won't be necessary. Any concrete person can do this the right way. It does seem to me like probably the idea is to increase this to 3/16, but he says that the floor drains or any kind of those sort of drains, it's the maintenance of them that's a pain in the neck, and he doesn't think you're going to have a problem at all. He thought an 1/8 inch per foot was plenty enough to shed this water from just going this way. I like this flat surface through here. But the second thing with regard to this area here is this entire wall I'm showing on the section view on the plans. The framing on that is going to be 1/2 inch treated plywood, and then this bottom rail here should be some sort of waterproof material like AZEK or Boral or one of those sorts of products. And I'm just not sure how that would be screened. The only thing I can think of offhand is like a stainless steel register cover. Maybe they sell them at 4x8 or something, that you close those flaps here and here, or here and here, perhaps, wherever the contractor would think. I don't know if that's more or less headache than just having the floor drain and doing situation this way. You have that, the location of that floor drain should be dependent on your border. I did not work in that border. That border should also be accounted for with whatever stairs you end up doing here, and we're going to review that next. This next section we'll be talking about the stairs, the television, and a few other things from this angle here. These were the minimal stairs down, whether those are 7.5 a piece or 7 a piece. I like 7 a piece even more if that can be done. I was showing a little threshold here because I was worrying about that water, but that contractor anyway assured me that this would not be a problem. But so going to the stairs then, or looking at the stairs, now this television is a 55 inch, and now they don't have this big chunky piece down here, but that's just a couple extra inches. The stair alternatives then, and this is pretty simple to show you, are more or less like this, and I don't like these ones in any event. Hopefully there's something else besides this. This is the first pedestal type stairs. This, I'm not crazy about all this interface of wood right here. I don't know how you seam between right here, whether that's just a little vertical seam. But when I bring that out, I add a little piece of base. Now this is just shown as Trex here, and Trex cladding or whatever it takes to make that look right. And then this is kind of an angular step off, and this one's not, I mean, this is viable as well. This is a more viable thing. This is about 22.5 or 26 inches deep here, and then these are 11 inches down here, and then each of these fronts is like 36. So this is kind of really code compliant type thing. As is this. They are not, because this is 36 and this is at least 50 or so here, and this here is at least, this is probably 40 or 50 here. So, but this stair I'm showing, this is 4 boards deep, so it's 23 inches deep here. And I'll show you these quick diagrams as well. So those two are very compliant. That one is as well. It's the least intrusive. Well, besides this. So these are all code compliant solutions. And now, that's the actual television height for a 55 inch. And I'm showing those stairs here for a minute. So regardless of which stairs you use, there's a few other things. This window, I mentioned this in a text. I didn't measure the height of those windows because it wasn't relevant, but I could have measured that one, and you can tell me what that is. But right now it looks like the bottom of that is still going to be exposed. So I don't know if you really want to fill that in with the concrete, because again, what do you got concrete up here? So I don't think that's a solution. And your door is actually stained, I guess, more like that. But I think maybe you just could, either someone could make a wooden louver like this, or something is ordered and goes over it, maybe this is operable so that that can still ventilate down there. Otherwise, I don't know, I mean, unless that's just done in glass block, modeled glass block would be my other choice on that. But you may as well kind of think about that and decide on that. And this is a quick look of showing this same 55-inch television over here. Well, obviously over here it goes anywhere up or down. Over here, this is about 24 inches to the bottom of the TV as shown here. So you wouldn't have this extra 1.5 inches or 2 inches here, but that's how it's shaping up with your window if it's located there at 24 inches off the floor with some sort of a table. Maybe it hides that. These lift up things, the cheapest I saw was a couple thousand, so I just abandoned that, but I did want to show so that you could consider this sort of thing when you're thinking about your furniture arrangement, you're thinking about these stairs. Obviously something like this I would not, I don't know if there's angled ones. I did not show this with those angled ones. So now I have, just so that you could see about that if you end up considering this. Or, I mean, it'd be nice to have both options, the corner and here, in your thinking. And then I guess these are the diagrams of those stairs. There's the simplest, and there's that next, the first pedestal, the deeper pedestal where this is 23 here. And you can see the overlay of the angular one underneath it, so you can see kind of the space that trims off. That's like that. And then these are the dimensions, and you can see how compliant that is everywhere, or just how comfortable it is. But it does take up some space coming in compared to, well, not that one, but compared to this one perhaps. And the last when I was out there, I was wrong about where the rain might be coming from, and you actually have to kind of see, but this is the actual north direction here, and so if the prevailing stuff is coming from the west, presumably it's coming at that angle, at that corner. So I wanted to take a quick look. I wanted you to have a quick look at closing that up, since that was discussed. And we come over here. I'm showing you angular stairs now with the television in the corner, dropping that television to here, or swinging it around. These are just a whole series here. Just going to show you this. This is probably a little more realistic on the height, I believe. And so we can close that in like this. And this is kind of nice here, I think. If it's back there, I don't know if it's on a table or if it's on some sort of a special arm that mounts on one of these walls. And I imagine it could mount, on this brick wall and still be there with this screened opening here. That is 24-inch high table. This is a 30-inch high table with that 55-inch TV on it. And then one of the final things is think about how you want these doors to swing out and which side and how they come in, and that probably is going to have some bearing on how you're putting your TV together, or how you put your TV together is probably going to have a bearing on how you want to hinge those doors on both of those. I don't know if you decide that before build, but it's helpful for Damon to just get those parts ordered as they need to be. So there I'm showing it swinging out because it's only one riser down. And then from outside, this was with that screen unit, the easy screen unit in that corner, and then the alternative is closing it in. I like them both. And that is the rest of the things for you guys to think about. Maybe you took notes during the film, but those are things to think about. Thanks very much, and let me know, and when you are ready to apply for the permit, that can be done pretty hurriedly, or if you are ready for hard copies.